Andou's Rebellion by Reading in Solitude. Chapter 1. Rivalry. Andou smiled while she stood outside the hatch of her tank as it rolled along the sparring grounds of BC Freedom Sensha-dō training area. "We're closing in on them," called Andou into her radio. "Don't let up." Oshida growled as Andou's tank drew nearer. "Split up, team. I'll take her head on." The two tanks driving alongside Oshida's peeled away from hers, each moving in one direction of their own. Oshida looked to either side, but saw that there was not enough clearance for her to turn the barrel of her ARL-44. "Don't let them get away," yelled Andou. "You two, take the left bank. You, the right." Andou's tank and the other two escorting her continued along, pushing nearer to Oshida as she sped over a small gulch. "Beta team, fire!" called Oshida. Two tanks drove out of the culvert and took aim for the tanks escorting Andou. Andou gasped as the tanks fired, knocking both her escorts out. The two tanks spun, followed by their flags popping up. Another volley came towards Andou, just missing her. "Damn!" cursed Andou. "Keep following her. Team, regroup on me. We are going to end this." Andou smiled as she saw that they were approaching a tall sound wall. Whichever way Oshida turned, Andou would have the advantage of having more time to turn in order to cut Oshida off if need be. Her turning would also likely slow them both down, allowing Andou to get a clear shot off on Oshida. "Turn left!" cried Oshida as she too spotted the wall. The tank driver pulled at the throttle, but the tank was moving too fast. The brakes slipped and it quickly lost control, entering a spin causing the tank to slam full speed into the wall. A small white flag popped up as Andou fired into the disabled tank. "Victory is mine," cheered Andou. "We won?" asked the driver, looking up from her position. "Yes, we—" "Hey, wait a minute! Slow down!" cried Andou as she realized the driver had not started decelerating. The grinding of axles came as her driver pulled at the handbrake, but Andou's tank slammed into Oshida's, disabling Andou's as well. Both were knocked out. Oshida crawled out of her tank and held her head. Andou doing the same. "I got you!" cheered Andou. "No, the wall got me," argued Oshida. "So? You wouldn't have hit it without my pressure," spat Andou. "Not so. If it wasn't for my driver being a first year, this never would have happened." "Well, mine's a first year too. So what?" retorted Andou. "And look where that got you. It looks like your flag is up too," replied Oshida. A speedy FT-17 approached the two, and upon seeing it, the girls looked up to see their commander, Marie. "Miss Marie," said Andou, posturing herself. "Did you see that? I knocked her out pretty well, didn't I?" "Miss Marie," said Oshida, "you saw. It was just my driver. Because of her inexperience, wasn't it? Andou didn't actually get me." "I saw both of you," replied Marie. "That turn was too hard for any first year to make," said Marie, Andou's face falling as she heard this. "But if it was not for Andou's pressure, your driver wouldn't have had to. A wise commander need not rely only on the power of her gun to strike down her foe." "Yes," cheered Andou. "But, Andou, you have much you could improve on. You were too caught up in victory and your rivalry with Oshida. You let your guard down, costing you 2 teammates, and you were not able to see what your driver missed. The responsibility of a tank crew falls squarely on any tank commander. A good leader will always put the needs of those under her before her own wishes. Even her own needs sometimes." "Well," began Andou. "Wishes like petty rivalry," went on Marie. "Ha! I told you. You weren't good enough to defeat me completely," cheered Oshida. Yeah, whatever," replied Andou as she climbed defeated out of her tank. Andou headed home after practice. "Why can't Marie ever just give me one victory without having to step in for that damn Oshida? She always takes her side in everything." "Huh, it's probably because she's an Escalator as well," grumbled Andou. "Hey, Andou, wait for me," yelled someone from behind Andou. Andou turned to see her tank driver Fontaine, a first-year student who had enrolled in Sensha-dō. "Andou," she panted as she caught up. "What's up?" asked Andou in a cool manner. "I just wanted to say sorry for crashing earlier. If I hadn't messed up, you wouldn't have gotten yelled at by Marie. No worries, kid. It's all part of the job. Those Escalator folk, they always yell at girls like us anyway, dismissed Andou. My friends say that they're really self-centered, but I don't know, commented Fontaine. Oh yeah, especially that Oshida. I mean, who does she think she is telling me what I did wrong, even when I won? Andou looked at Fontana and then realized that she was being a little too harsh in front of the girl. Tell you what, kid. Let's go get a drink, huh? You want a ramen or something? Yeah, sure. This is your best performance, demanded Maho. You claim to want to be masters of Sensha-dō, and this is what I get from you? You constantly slack off. You can't get a single win, and you are a disgrace upon this school. She spat while looking at the group of students who stood before her. Maho thought about what to do with them next. This group, specifically them, were a problem for her. None of the others of the Sensha-dō team were this much of an issue. Your behavior is exactly what I'd expect from those BC Freedom girls, always talking back, slacking off, failing. As a matter of fact, why don't I have you all transferred there? BC Freedom? Cried one of the members. Yes, I think so too. If you want to live like failures, you'll be treated as such, said Erica, who stood by Maho's side. Maho didn't want to have to be so harsh with the students, but their behavior left her no other choice. The school was wanting to expel them for their behavior, and they had hoped that they would be able to get them to straighten out through Sensha-dō, but it was clear to Maho they needed much harsher treatment, much harsher than she would be able to give them. The BC Freedom girls were always ones to promote order and self-discipline. At least, the examination faction were. She remembered the gluttonous leader of the Sensha-dō team. But as long as the examination students were there, they could probably straighten these three out. If there was any hope in getting these girls to get their act together, it was sending them away somewhere where they would be out of their element. I just hope the leadership are not a bad influence on these girls, thought Maho, as she thought about Marie, Andou, and Oshida, and the constant bickering between Oshida and Andou.